Hello today, my dear players. Today, I have a new idea for a video. That is, we are going to put a jujutsukaisen character in another anime and see what ability from that anime they might have. And for this, we'll be doing Itadori Yuji from Jujutsukaisen and putting him in Bleach. We're going to be giving our boy a Zanpakuto. And I have two separate ideas for a Zanpakuto for him, and I hope you enjoy. But before I get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any better ideas on what you think the Zanpakuto should do, please let me know in the comments. And if you have any idea for names for these, let me know, because I am not good at Japanese, so I'm not going to be making up Japanese names for the Zanpakuto, just gonna give kind of a hint of the theme of the names I would like. But yes, continue on. The first idea for a Zanpakuto for Yuji is, I struggle with names a little bit, but I'm thinking something like the combination knuckle, or combo knuckle, or something along these lines. Something revolving around his hand. Something emphasizing combo. I think it's a good idea. Or maybe counter. Like combo counter, combo tracker, something like that. And what it would do is that the sword, our dear sealed state katana, would transform into two bladed knuckles that he could wear, similar to what Asuma's blades in Naruto. You know, these knives that he can just kind of put his fingers through and just put his dukes up with them and fight hand to hand. And the special ability of these knuckles, because they would, is that for every time he lands a hit with either of them, he gains kind of like a point to this combo meter that is kept track on the blades themselves. It's kind of like this kind of blue line that is ever encroaching on both of them. And as he continues punching away at his opponents, hitting them again and again, this line gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as the line gets bigger, every consecutive hit does more damage. The Ryatsu, essentially like building Ryatsu with every hit and packing them into the blades, making them, stronger and stronger over time, doing more and more damage up until they hit the limit of the meter, which would be whatever hits. It doesn't need to be an exact number, but just whenever the meter fills. And at this point, the hits are so powerful that they are just consistently rocking shit, just stunned by every hit. It's like being hit with a black flash every fucking time. But then he has a special move that he can do on top of that, should he wish to, where he can expend the entire meter on one or both of his blades by, changing the formation of how he's holding the blades, so that instead of the blade facing out, and essentially changing the way he's holding the blade so that he actually uses it like a blade instead of just using it as a punching device. And when he does this, he can use a special technique where a black blade of Ryatsu will manifest, extending out of the blade, and then he can slash at his opponent with this. And this slash will exhaust all of the combo meter that he's built from that blade, or both if he's using both at the same time for this. And that is his ultimate attack, is that slash. It is in a crazy powerful attack that is almost guaranteed to just cleave, nudge nudge, any enemy in half. Just now, of course, that's a bit exaggoratory. There's a lot of people who could probably block it or match its power, obviously, but that's just it's an attack that's above his weight class. He could use this to kill things that are stronger than him because of how ludicrous it is. It's his ultimate, the black slash, if you will. That's what I would call it. And then as for his Bankai, I would say that the name would actually stay the same. Not the same. Instead of adding to the name, like other names do, his name is actually changed slightly. Because normally with Bankai names, it is just, there's kind of something added to the name. Instead of Zangetsu, it's Tensa Zangetsu. Instead of Zabimaru, it's Hihiro Zabimaru. I know that's not the... I know it's different later, but it's fine. But for Yuji, instead of an added name, it would be... part of it would be changed out. Where instead of, like, Combo Knuckle or Combo Meter or whatever the best name is, depending on, like, Japanese words available, it would now be Bloody Knuckle or Pain Knuckle or Pain Meter, Bloody Meter, whatever. And what it does is that when it gets Bankai, the base, like a little bait turning out, and then they just like flash, and the flash over. The knuckles are gone, and now his garment has changed, where he's now wearing this new robe over his black outfit as a Shikigami now. And this outfit would be very similar to what Sukuna wears whenever he shows up in Yuji's mind, and when he uses Malevolent Shrine. And there would be one big difference, which is kind of behind his head. There would be something that vaguely looks like the two blades pieced together behind his head. And what would happen is at any time Yuji gets hit while his Bankai state is active, or gets hurt in any way, this meter fills up. And as the meter goes up and up and up, with the more and more Yuji takes damage, eventually it will hit maximum. And when that meter hits its maximum, Yuji can use Black Slash. Same technique that he uses during that. But instead of this attack manifesting from the blades, it manifests from his fingers. This kind of black energy extending out his fingers, and he just like traces a line in front of him to activate it, expending all of the meter that he's gained so far, and this shit will cleave everything. Just everything in front of him is getting bisected. Everything. It functions differently because it isn't even like operating off of like following like a blade or a slash. It is just everything in front is getting turned in half. And unlike the Black Flash, this isn't counterable. You're getting cut in half. It is what it is. You can dodge it if you know what's going to happen, but like you're dead. Otherwise, you're dead. It is the primo fuck you kill move. And yeah, I just think, and that's pretty much the whole mechanic. And if he wants to use it again, he has to build up damage again. And the entire, reason I go for this thematically is just that I think Yuji is a character about building up pain and burden throughout his story. That is the entire point of Yuji as a character, is to have to go through that. So having his Bankai epitomize that just feels appropriate. It just does. And throwing in there the reference to the old burden that he has in his actual show, Sukuna, as being an important influencer in how I designed it. Yeah. And yes. So I also think it's just a very fun way to switch up the mechanic, in that the main mechanic in the Shikai is to build up a combo, while the main mechanic in the Bankai is to build up pain. I think that's just really fun. And yeah, that's the first one. My second idea, I think, is less interesting, but I still think fitting. I would name it, so the Shikai, it would be a similar thing of, it'd be a similar naming convention, not the same words, but a similar sense of, from Shikai to Bankai, that just a word is changed apart from being added. Other word would be added, which is the Shikai. Oh, I haven't thought up of release commands. Oh, I didn't think. My brain just completely that out. Yeah, the release command for the first Zanpakuto idea would be beat 'em up. That might be a release command already. I'm sorry. But I don't... Pommel is a good one. Pommel is a good one. But yeah. As for this one, I think that the release command would be double tap. And the name would be functioned around, it'd be something like Crusher. Something Crusher. I'm not sure exactly what, because I'm not good at this type of thing. Maybe Crusher. Striker might be better. Something like something really simple like that. I'm sorry, I'm getting like going burr about name, but something like Striker or Smasher. Something really, really simple. Super fucking simple. And then his... Oh, hello. Sorry about that. I ended up accidentally ending the recording way too soon. So I'm going to have to splice this as an attachment to this in editing. It's going to be annoying, but whatever. So to continue on, I would have a really simple name, as I said, and the effect would be... So the way it would look is that when he calls out the effect, the blade would transform into essentially a hunk of fucking metal. It would just be a blunt force object. It wouldn't have an edge. It would just be a hunk of metal attached to the hilt. That's thick. I think there's an anime that has a similar concept for one of the characters' weapons, so I'll just try to find that and I'll post it as a reference. And its special effect, it would have two techniques to it. One is Divergent Strike, and the other one is Black Strike. Divergent strike is just divergent fist, very literally. Anytime he hits someone, when he activates his ability, he can hit that it will just, after a delay, they will be hit again with the same amount of force. And critical strike is just, doubling the strike power of one hit. Black strike. And there's nothing special. There's nothing super interesting going on. It is all about just hitting them twice, and sometimes, and other times, hitting them hard. Just divvying that up as needed. There is nothing special going on whatsoever. The only reason why I even thought of it is that just the idea that Yuji gets a Zanpakuto, and it's just a hunk of fucking metal that loses its edge. That just seems really appropriate on a superficial level for him. It really does. Oh, God. And it would just be, because mostly it would just be a way for Yuji to use his incredible strength, rather than the sword itself doing anything, the weapon itself doing anything interesting. It's a lot like a lot of... it's not too unlike a lot of other kind of Hakudo, I think it's the word Hakudo, type Zanpakuto, where they don't really have interesting abilities for the most part. They are just a way for the user, the Soul Reaper, to flex how good they are at fighting and how strong they are. So yeah, in which case he'd fit into Squad 11. Good lord, he would. And yeah, that's Shikai. It's not super impressive. Not a lot of stuff gonna be happening. It is what it is. The Bankai, however, I do think would be really interesting, and I think he would hate it. So let's get into like Zanpakuto's spirits a little bit, because those are important. I think that in the first Zanpakuto idea I had, the Zanpakuto spirit would be would be kind of have like a dual nature to it, of being somewhat fucked up and somewhat nice. Trying to push Yuji to do what he needs to do, and trying to teach him how to hold his pain properly, how to deal with his pain, how to use it properly. Kind of the theme of the first Zanpakuto, where he's kind of fucked up, but it isn't like super malicious. The Zanpakuto spirit of this one, I would have be a holy fucked up creature. The entire idea behind this Zanpakuto spirit for Yuji is just, it embodies the real killing instinct that Yuji has within him that he doesn't want to think about. In which case, it acts a lot like Sukuna. And the Shikai, in a lot of ways, is Yuji trying not to deal with that part of himself. Thus, it's all blunt force. It's not super lethal. It's not. It's very subdued. While I think the Bankai would be ludicrously lethal while being very simple. The idea is that when he activates Bankai, the kind of hunk of metal would just kind of slide off the hilt and just fall off. Just so you see it just hit the ground. And after it falls off, you can see what, in terms of size and shape, is a normal katana. But it has a strange kind of it has a design. It has like this design etched into it, which just reeks of maliciousness. And there would be kind of this sense after it's released that people can smell blood in the air after it's activated. And the ability of the Zanpakuto would be of the Bankai would be very, very simple. I'm not going to say the name until after I say it, because it's very straightforward. It's very easily translated, which is that the ability of the sword is that anytime the sword hits for 1,000 times. Yes, there's no delay. There's no delay, like with Divergent Strike. It is, if Yuji can cut you once, then the blade will go ahead and apply an effect of cutting you 1,000 times on top of that. Just completely eviscerating any enemy he comes across. And like literally, like every time he hits somebody, it is that effect of cubing somebody. Just and Yuji fucking hates it. Because it's a sign of how fucked up this is. And that is just straight up the name of it. Is that the name of the Bankai is just 1,000 strikes. Basically. And yeah. And obviously he has an pseudo ultimate technique he can use if he wants in black strike, which is condensing every single individual strike into one. Same thing, only far more dangerous here, obviously. And he just doesn't like it because of how deadly it is. There's kind of no way to get around not killing someone with it. He's not a fan.
Are you kidding me? Nothing can pass my bow.
But if he wants to win, it'll fucking work. And it's, you want to say death by 1,000 cuts, it is, that's what it is. You're dead. And I just think there's something so beautiful about just the intense simplicity of it. It's just like an exaggeration of... there's just something beautiful about the manga. I don't really like Shikat that much, but I think there's something beautiful about
Seriously?
this idea of a manga.
Nice.
It's just like... It's just... I'm sorry, I'm gushing about it. It's so simple, while at the same time elicits so much from Sukuna from the show, and about the problems Yuji has deep in his head. I think it is wonderful. I think it's wonderful. And with that, I shall end the video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and if y'all have any ideas for the names of these Zanpakutos, please comment down below. And I hope y'all have a good day. See ya.